down? The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! Happy Monday! What's going on, all you scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists all across the fruited plain, or at least here in Connecticut? And I can't help but say hello to you haters. It's Reese on the radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. I got a lot of stuff to get into today because it's Monday and the weekend was long. I want to start off by saying this. Connecticut. I don't want to go pop. Now, there's some people who understand the vernacular, the hip-hop term in what I just said. I don't want to go pop. I've been thinking about this all weekend. When I say I don't want to go pop, I don't want to go mainstream. A lot of people have said, yeah, you know that Reese on the radio is good. He should be a syndicated host. I don't want to go pop. I'm being absolutely truthful. I wish I was blowing my own self up, so to speak, but I'm not. Something happened yesterday outside of me filming my new TV show. Something happened yesterday that really kind of made me a little, I don't want to say imbalanced, but just had me thinking about my future. And you don't realize it until it comes to you out of nowhere. And I hope the gentleman who did this yesterday is listening. By the way, don't the gentleman I'm talking about, don't worry. You didn't do anything bad. You really helped me have perspective last night and this morning as I'm saying goodbye to Roseanne. We're just lying on the bed, and she always likes to cuddle before I leave the house when I'm going to be gone for a long time. And we were talking about that, and we were talking about you. So I was in Manchester yesterday, and this guy drives by in a pickup truck. And I don't know who he was in the truck with, maybe his wife, maybe his girlfriend. I don't know what his marital status is, but I don't know. He was just in a pickup truck in Manchester on Broad Street. More on that in a minute. And Roseanne and I are just taking a picture of the restaurant that we're at. And the pickup truck comes by, and all I hear is, burp, burp, hey, Reese on the radio. I listen every day, man. And I'm like, hey. It caught me off guard. I was happy, but I was caught off guard. It was just one of those moments, kind of, in the cut, doing something. I hadn't announced what I was doing and where I was going. And there he was, just driving by, randomly. Hey, Reese on the radio. Listen every day, man. Love your show. Thanks, man. Weird. I want that. I think I want that. And I have that. That was, again, confusing, but good, if you get my meaning. It's like local boy does good. I'm appealing to the people right here in the state. I have an ability to just be, and people just, hey, Reese, love the show, man. Just giving me that shout out. Loved it. Hey, man, love you too. Perfect. I don't need anything more than that. I don't ever think I've been this fulfilled. In my marriage, absolutely fulfilled. In my job, absolutely fulfilled. You, the listeners, absolutely fulfilled. I'm telling you, it was the weirdest feeling. Again, Roseanne and I just going, she says, you are happy where you are. I don't think I've ever been happier. I don't need it. I don't want to go pop. I love this. I really, really do. I tick off the right people. and I have the right people who love the show and enjoy what I do here. And I've never been so perfect in the cut. So anyway, I just want to get that out of the way. And whoever you are, sir, thank you for that. You have no idea what you did for me. There's that darn button. You don't know what you did for me yesterday. So thank you. I don't know who your name is, but I hope you call in so I can thank you right here over the phone. Anyway, now moving on. Democrats, you got to come get your kids. You got to come get your kids. Stop pretending that these are not your children. Okay? Every one of these whippersnappers are yours. You are the ones who gave birth to them. You have to stop lying that you don't know where they came from. Baby daddy, it ain't me. You are the father.
In the case of 1-year-old Roniel, you are the father. And in the case of 2-year-old Zael, who you deny the most, Roniel, you are the father.
Them your babies. Stop lying. Them are your babies. Every one of them are your children. You taught them to be bitter. You taught them to be angry. You educated them this way. You indoctrinated them this way. You made them who they are. And now you act like you don't know that. But that ain't my baby. Yes, it's your baby. See, he got your forehead. By the way, that's my favorite line in Maury. When the baby mama say that, he got his forehead. Look right there. All these babies got your forehead, Democrats. They look just like you. Oh, it's obvious. And I listen to these people, and they are whiny, petulant children. You taught them to be hateful of everything that they did not earn. You taught them to be hateful of those who put in the hard work. And you lied on the people who did put in the hard work by saying it was handed to them. You want to give a perfect example? You say, listen to black socialists talk about me. They clearly think that I was handed this position. I didn't work hard for this at all. That I did not scrape, scrap, and do everything necessary to get this position. They swear it was handed to me. The white man gave it to you because you do what he tell you to do, and you just a plant. You ain't nothing more than somebody who is put here by the others. Because I'm not supposed to have earned anything. Everything was made for me. You can't own a business and be successful. You had to have stolen it. Everything that you have is not earned. And you should listen to these kids. Listen to how they talk about everybody who's ever earned anything. Landlords.
When we look at the landlords, we don't use those same standards. Landlords in New York have been making a 12% return on their investment on average.
How much should they make? What's fair for the landlord to make if you don't like 12?
They're complaining that 12 is not enough. And we don't think that anyone should have a constitutional right to double-digit returns on their investment. That's why we've implemented...
No one should have a right to a double-digit return on their investment.
No one has a right. That's not... No,
what are you talking
no
about?
One's in that. That's not in the Constitution. But what we see is that when we implement a rent freeze, we have landlords who are crying that the government is going to put them out of business.
They don't care. Anybody trying to flip a home? You try to get a 12% profit from... They don't want even that. They got a problem with that. You think that's crazy? What about Manuel, who owns the Bogota?
If the government opened a big grocery store right next to your bodega,
If one publicly owned grocery store that brings prices down in the neighborhood is enough to put someone out of business, then maybe they shouldn't have been in that business in the first place.
Damn. Maybe he shouldn't have been in that business in the first place. We're talking about a bodega owner. One guy. They don't care that he's put out of business. How dare him start a business in the first place? They have a problem with that. Who do you think taught them that? Every one of the rabble-rousers at their college and universities, the one who overwhelmingly vote for the Democrats, who eventually will turn into these folks. These are their kids. You know that they are. Please stop telling me they are not. By the way, what I got to talk about with Josh Elliot today is a perfect example. And he's got to answer for a lot for 2020. We'll get into that. But let's go one step further. By the way, this gentleman here that you're hearing talking, this is Gustavo what's his name? Gustavo Gordolo, whatever his name is, I don't know. His parents are from Peru. From Peru. Interesting that his parents immigrated to the United States after that country was taken over by a Maoist communist government. His folks came here, and now he wants to turn it back into a communist government, even though his parents have left Peru for that same reason.
your family came here from Peru, really in the middle of the heat of the Shining Path. They were Maoist communist guerrillas in Peru. So why did your family come to America?
The economic situation in South America and in Peru was in a really bad place. But I think that much of what we could say is responsible for that actually was the imposition of capitalism and American imperialism in many cases is actually what brings immigrants to the U.S. coming out of Latin America. And
so they come here because they don't like the imposition of American imperialism in the country that they're in?
Yes, in many countries.
So they come here.
In many countries, there have been undemocratic coups that have destabilized countries, and that's pushed people out.
Now listen to this child, this idiot child, petulant dum-dum, who suggests that his parents left communist Peru to come to the country that caused Peru to be communist. They went from the communist country of Peru to come into the belly of the beast that destroyed their home country, which if I were to ask you, what does that sound like? Pick any movie trope you've ever heard. Think. Come on. They breed this child to destroy the country to become more communist. This is nothing more than retribution. That's all. He believes the country, the United States, is an imperialist, capitalist country. His parents' home was destroyed by communism. He doesn't want to bring communism because he thinks it's better. No, he blames the United States for his country becoming communist, so now he wants to come to the United States so that he can destroy it, the same way Peru was destroyed. At least for this Gustavo guy, it has nothing to do with some sort of utopia. This is like, you killed my father, prepared to die. That's what this is. This is retribution. This is revenge. Other side than that, he's got to be the stupidest person in the world. He just literally explained that his parents left a communist country to come into the United States. They would tell you we came here for a better opportunity, but their kid grew up to believe, no, because we're not in Peru, let's just make it Peru. Because no one's supposed to be better than the rest of them. And I know this all too well. This whole don't get brand new. This is like crabs in a barrel on steroids. The United States has always been prosperous, greatest nation born to the earth. And every other uncivilized, unkept, unwashed country where barbarism happens on a daily basis looks at the United States and says, I want to live like that, but because I can't, let's blow it up. Yeah, that's it. We can't do it here, but they should suffer too. We don't like that they have their freedoms. We don't like that their women don't have to put scarves on their head. We don't like the fact that a woman can own a company and be an entrepreneur. No. Instead of embracing that for our own country, let's destroy theirs. My little brother was like this, Charles, my middle brother. He's actually one younger than me, but he's right in the middle between all five of us. And he used to take all of my toys when I was younger, roughly about 6. He's 4 years younger than me. When he was 2, he would find all my toys because I had all the cool stuff. And, you had to play with blocks and stuff. But I would catch him taking my toys, ripping them to shreds, and then throwing them down the stairs off the banister. Whee! And dropping them. He hated every toy I had. I don't know if he was jealous of me or jealous of the fact that I had them and he couldn't play with them. I had a Star Trek toy, ripped that apart, dropped the thing on my head when I was sitting at the bottom of the stairs. He was the cruelest piece of I've ever met in my entire life. He's cool now. I love my brother now. But back in the days, no. Absolute animal, that guy. But he wanted to destroy everything. He hated anything that I had. Oh, what's this? Your coloring book? Hey, what's this over here? Oh, you got an award in school? Got to drop that outside. Yeah, that's what he was like. Petulant children, all of them. But Democrats, these are your children. You know they are. These are your kids. Stop pretending that they're not. Trying to tell you.
In the case of 1-year-old Duran, Roniel, you are the father. And in the case of 2-year-old Zael, who you deny the most, Roniel, you are the father.
That's you, Democrats, right there on the Maury Povich shows. He got your forehead. We'll be back. Stand by. It's Reese on the radio.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Yeah, make sure you favorite WTIC and let all your friends know about Reese on the radio, Brian and Company, and the local programming here on the station. We like to keep it local, make sure that we are informing everybody in the state of what's going on. The more that we inform you, the better we feel, to be honest with you. I'm going back and forth with a black liberal, and when someone can't answer a very simple question, they are lost. But it also reveals a lot. And I'm asking the simple question. There are 195,000 major black-owned businesses in the country. And those organizations bring in an estimated $212 billion and some $200 million in revenue. Right? They're worth about that. $212 billion, bringing about $212 million, $220 million in salaries, I should say. And if the socialists have their way, they clearly are going to have to do what Yale and Hartford did as it related to admissions. They're going to take the taxes of all the wealthy and then tell these black businesses, but not you. Not you. Your money cannot be touched because you come from an oppressed people. This is social justice, folks. That's how it goes. But we know that's nonsense. Black folks know their wealth is next. Hey, come on. If they're going to go after bodegas, come on. If they're going to go after landlords, how many people do you know, minority folks, who flip houses and apartments. That's a very popular thing now in minority communities in starting a business, buying a property, sprucing it up on their own, I might add. Some of them doing DIYs and the whole nine, and then renting them out to make some income. What happens now? These folks are going after landlords. If they freeze the rent, what happens to those businesses? No profit. What do you think they got in the business for? Profits is a bad thing. Prices of materials go up. Labor goes up. I guess you're going to have to give it to the government. So I asked that question, and of course the black libs got nothing because they forgot about those folks. Capitalism doesn't work. Sure enough, working for these folks. 195,000 of them. Seems to be working fine for these folks you say it doesn't work for. But you know what? Since it's so little, let's throw out the baby with the bathwater. Who needs them? Just destroy them. It wasn't enough anyway. Let's just put those things to bed and make them, turn over a new leaf of socialism. Right? That makes sense. Or unless you're going to make the obvious claim. Well, don't touch the black businesses. Haven't they gone through enough? Just the white ones. Okay, fine. What about the Asian ones? What about the Hispanic ones? Seems that this guy, whose family's from Peru, doesn't care that the bodega owner, and we know that's inherently Hispanic because it's called the bodega. Right? What does he care? Start up a business? Tax it. Hell, you think the Democrats are bad? These guys are on something far more powerful than steroids. These guys are on steroids and Ukanuba. Ken is in Westfield. How you doing, Ken? What's up?
I'm just so angry that that fat orange idiot who could not get himself out of a picture. He inserted himself. I wondered how it felt to have.
Wait. Hold on. You're gonna have to set it up, Ken. I know you're talking about Donald Trump because you started off by talking about the fat orange idiot. What photo op? What photo op are you upset about now? Now we're so deranged by Donald Trump that we're upset about photographs.
No. What does he have to do?
Okay,
with
calm down. No. Without listen. Do not do
winning the World Cup.
Don't make
he wasn't a participant.
Don't make.
He couldn't get him out of the bloody photo.
Ken. Don't make my case that you're a deranged individual.
He's a moron.
I got it, but don't make my case that you're a deranged individual by screaming about a photograph. Calm down. You can articulate yourself without losing it. Are you serious that after the World Cup is over, you, of all the things you could have screamed about, the photograph is now driving you nuts? There you go. I love it. Thank you. You know what? I'm giving you a round of applause because you took a breath. You took a breath and you went, oh. There you go. Thank you. I'm glad you took a breath. Now.
Okay. Now,
thank you. Now, let's talk about the outrage.
Traditionally speaking, only the head of FIFA presents the World Cup trophy to the winner of the World Cup finals.
Of course.
This case, Gianni Infantino kisses Trump's ass and says, "You present it."
Oh my God! Somebody kissed. Wait! Stop! Hold on.
So
wait. So who do you have the problem with? The person who
Both
kissed.
of them.
Oh, so wait.
Wait.
So a man chose. To kiss Donald Trump's butt, and now you have a problem with his choice. I'm assuming that you're not a freedom guy, huh?
I am. I'm certainly a freedom guy.
Okay, well, stop. Let's stop where you are. Are you okay with someone's freedom to choose to kiss Donald Trump's ass?
Not when it comes to...
Ah, there you go. There you go. No, it's all right. It's okay.
Right.
You've
That's
got
right.
selective... Listen, you're selective in people's freedom of choice. Ken, no. You can finish anything you want, but we're having a back and forth. And I asked you a question. You answered it. And you said, I am all about freedom. And then I said, can the guy be free to kiss his ass? And you went, no. Which means... it kind of totally destroys what you just said about your feelings on freedom. So you're not really on the freedom train, right? It's selective, yes?
There's no reason for tradition to be...
Sure there's a reason. Sure there's a reason. The guy wanted... Yes, it is. Here's the reason. He chose to kiss Donald Trump's behind. So again... I need to get back to you because the only person here who's outraged is you. So let's deal with you. All right?
No,
nobody, even Donald Trump doesn't know who you are, Ken. You're the person who called my radio show to express that you have an outrage about it. So let's deal with you. You're the most important person in the room right now. You are outraged that Donald Trump took a picture or a photo op at the end of the World Cup. And I need to understand if you're a guy that's all about freedom, why you would express such angst about a man choosing to take a photo op with Donald Trump. If you're all about freedom. That is.
Now, so I have two problems. First of all, okay, let me take a deep breath.
That's apparent, sir.
Okay. So I have two problems. One, the fact that he allowed Trump to give away the World Cup trophy when it's never been done before, ever been done before.
And what's the problem with that? What's the problem? Hold on. Wait. Stop, because this is important. We'll get into your other thing. I'm going to give you an opportunity. Yeah. So that's never been done before. This is the first time it's done. So let's break down the psychology as to why that upsets you.
One, because it's
never been done before.
A precedent that any despot can say to the head of FIFA, it's my World Cup. I'm important, and I should present it.
Okay,
now
so
it's setting a precedent that I do not want set, that the rest of the world does not want.
Okay,
set.
So you have a problem with a precedent that's set in Donald Trump. So can I go this far with you, Ken, and then I'll let you. I promise I will let you finish. Let me go this far with you. So anything that is a perceived Donald Trump triumph, that's something that he can exploit as a triumph, upsets you, yes or no?
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because again, I just listened to your answer. Hold on. I just listened to your answer, and your answer says that now it sets a precedent that any despot can now present the World Cup to the winner of the World Cup champion. So I'm asking, so Trump being the person who gets to do that, you have an issue that Donald Trump can say, I'm the first to do it. And you're going to tell me that you're not upset with the fact that Donald Trump gets something to laud over people?
Something that he didn't earn.
Right.
Lauded over people.
Well, he did earn it because the guy gave it to him. The guy said, you know what, Trump, thank you for hosting this year's in the United States on the 250th anniversary. As a special gift to the 250th anniversary, I believe the president of these great United States should hand off the award.
Then why not also give that same privilege to the president of Mexico and president of Canada?
Was it their 250th anniversary?
Doesn't matter.
I just told you. I just gave you a reason. And guess what? And if they do hold it in Mexico and they do it for the Mexican president, let's say Claudia Sheinbaum hosted in Mexico and they give her the opportunity to, will you not care anymore? Or will you be mad because Donald Trump did it?
No. I would still be upset. The rest of the world would be upset.
So you wouldn't be. So your thing, are you really telling me that if this had happened with any other country, you would have been upset if the president of that said country? Yes. Oh, so it isn't selective to Donald Trump.
Yes.
Oh,
correct.
But would you have called Claudia Sheinbaum a short, weird-looking despot? Is that what you would have called her? Like if she had done it? Would you have insulted her? Would you have insulted her as a woman?
I don't know that much about Scheinbaum to give an opinion in that regard.
But you know plenty about Trump. Don't go nowhere, sir. Go nowhere. I need to deep dive with you, Ken. I'm loving every bit of this. I love the people who hate Donald Trump. You are never going to be cut off. I love you. Stand by. Hold on. We're going to take a break. Okay. We'll come back with Ken when we return. You need this, folks. You need this. Take your medicine. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
If you're just joining us, we're on the line with Ken, who is very upset about the World Cup presentation that was the honor of giving Team Spain the award by having Donald Trump come down to FIFA and hand it off to the country of Spain as they won. Ken, you say that Trump setting the precedent, in other words, for other despots, as you put it. We haven't had a despot country host the event since Qatar. But that being said,
and then what would have happened if the Emir or Shah of Qatar presented the trophy, presented the World Cup trophy to Argentina at the time? Would that have been okay? I'm just curious.
Well, in 2018, Putin. Wait a minute. In 2018. Putin was on the field, and he touched the trophy and participated in the ceremony alongside Macron and Croatia and the Croatian president. Is that the same thing, or because they didn't hand it over?
Because that's correct. Because they didn't hand it over. The whole purpose of that presentation is to have the head of FIFA alone hand the trophy to the winner. That's his job. That's what he does. And the fact that was, first of all, that was not done this time. And I say, what would stop the Emir or the Shah or the King of Qatar handing the trophy over to to Argentina 4 years ago? Would that have been okay? I'm just curious.
What if a vice president had handed over the trophy? Would that have been okay?
Vice president of the United States or vice president?
Yes, vice president of the United States.
No.
It would not have been okay?
No.
All right, good. Your beef is with Al Gore.
No.
You sure?
My beef is with...
No, your
beef is with...
Your beef's with Al Gore.
My beef is with anybody other than the president of FIFA, which is
okay. Well, then your beef is with Al Gore. You need to look up 1994. Yeah, maybe you should look it up. That's what I did during the commercial break. You should look it up. Your beef is with Al Gore. He did it in 94. You should look it up.
I will definitely do that.
Okay, good. And when you do, Ken, make sure you come back here and you say Al Gore is a reprobate.
I would. I definitely would.
By the way, I'm getting a question. I'm getting a question inside. I'm getting a question in the chat room. Ken, you're a United States citizen, right? You just have an accent.
I am.
Okay.
I am. Yes. Right.
Yeah. And originally from the UK?
Correct.
Okay. But I know, look, I understand that you don't like Trump, dude. I get it. I've got nothing against you. You know, you don't like him, you hate him, you call him an orange fat guy. You know, you guys are really, really out of sorts over this guy. And I wish it wouldn't make it about him, but you gotta calm down. So what? He handed over the trophy. There are bigger fish to fry. You know, every other week we're in a constitutional crisis. We can't be belly-hooing about handing over trophies. Pick your battles, man.
The other battle is why was he standing next to Spain after the trophy was presented? Why
Ken,
was he standing?
It's
they
not.
They were trying to push him off the stage, and he wouldn't go.
Ken.
Well, I guess they'll just Photoshop
so
him out.
what?
That'll be all right.
Listen to me.
We
finally had a World Cup. We finally.
Here in America, it's so what? The rest of the world is like, what the
stop
F
it.
is he doing?
Okay, Ken, let me break this down for you, and I know this is probably going to hurt your feelings, okay? But no. This is going to hurt your feelings because you seem to be very sensitive about everything. Guess what? This is real simple. I'm going to tell everybody, if anyone like Ken ever says to you the rest of the world, blah, 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 this is exactly what you tell them. Ken, I don't give a damn about the rest of the world. We're the United States of America. No, Ken, we don't give a damn about the rest of the world. We're the United States of America. We beat them at everything. We beat them at breathing. We have everything here. We beat them in everything. Those people, those third world sycophants who always played we're a member of the world. We're America. We are the world. We are everything. When people start, yes, we are. We're better than them. Guess what? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because every person in that country, wants to be here. You understand? We're the cool table, my friend. That's the thing you failed to realize. Because guess what, Ken? You want to know what my proof is? You're here. You're here. You're not out there in the world. You could be in Paris right now. You could be in Istanbul. But guess where you are? You're in Connecticut. You want to know why? Because even Connecticut's better than the world. Thank you. We appreciate your time on our program.
The U.S. is just
Ken?
The U.S. is just a country, just like Japan or Finland,
Ken,
or Jamaica,
Ken,
or Barbados.
And they all want to be here. Thank you for playing. Tell him what he's won, Johnny. Ken, I love you. You have a good day, all right? I got to go to the top of the hour. Yeah. Let's go to the top of the hour news. Goodbye.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Hey, we're back. Reese on the radio, WTIC, News Talk 1080. Peter is calling from Canton. How you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Not too much. I think that they're losing their marbles.
Well, I don't, Peter, the part that I'm a little, confused about is the need to be outraged about anything and everything that involves his name.
Exactly.
I think that there is truly, and Chris Murphy talking about this a couple of weeks back, saying that he wakes up every day thinking about Trump. And I thought that was a joke, but it turns out that that's kind of a thing today.
Oh my goodness!
It couldn't be. I find it concerning and not scary. And when I say concerning, I mean for the individual. I don't know what's up with Ken, but when you express that kind of dismay over something as simple as a fleeting moment, handing over a trophy, and now it's like, no, it's going to set a precedent for the world. And I'm like, okay.
Didn't we host?
Yes.
And we hosted it in the United States.
The objective of the whole thing was to be nothing more, Peter, than symbolic of the time in which the World Cup was happening. That's all.
Oh, my goodness.
And, wait. And one further. Who was the individual responsible for lobbying for this year's World Cup and got it?
I assume Trump?
Yes, he was. Which, again, is all symbolic. I mean, that's the whole point here, is that he was the one that got he was the one who volleyed for it. He successfully got it here. And as luck would have it, or God, for that matter, that's the way I'll see it, he happened to be the president of the United States as it happened. You couldn't be more. You have to show him some respect.
Exactly. One more thing. I want to thank you for bringing this all to the D.C. party for the weekend. I haven't talked to you since then.
Thank
you,
was
sir. Wonderful. You made us all feel like we were there, except we were in air-conditioned rooms. And you weren't. No. But, it was a blast. You made it a blast.
Thank you, man. I really do. And, I told my wife the other day, I was just like, under the conditions, I said, I'm sorry it couldn't be better. She goes, no, trust me, they loved you just being there. And you guys, you guys express it. People are still stopping me at church the other day. They still walk up to me and they say, "Thank you so much for doing that." I didn't realize it meant so much to people. So
It did. And funny, one of the only states that should have been there is Connecticut.
Yeah, it was
because we have a lot to do with the Constitution.
That's right.
with our charter.
That's
the
right.
Connecticut charter.
Oh, I learned a lot from Tom and Debbie. They told me everything. And they did, they were with us, of course, at the beginning of the show on when we had that debacle on Friday. We talked to them a great deal, and they showed me so much love and gave me so much history to understand about Connecticut. And again, it was a pleasure to be there.
If there was one state they should have picked, they should have picked Connecticut.
Damn right. Exactly. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You got it, sir. Let's go. Jim is. Hey, Jim, how are you?
Good. These people, I'm so sick of them. As a 79-year-old man who fought communism, they need to get the heck out of our country. I wish there was a way to do that.
Now, you're talking about these young kids who are screaming and hollering about bodegas and landlords and their parents coming from communist, Maoist countries like Peru, only to bring that same communist here into the United States, right?
I know. And, plus this idiot who called in upset because President Trump handed out the trophy because the guy asked him to.
It's, I tell him, I said, I keep saying to myself, why are they giving us license or permission to look at them as crazy folks? I'm like, you never want to give that opportunity to people like us. We're only going to exploit it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad they're coming out and saying what they are because they do want to turn this into a communist country.
Yeah, but okay. That being said, Jim, let's investigate that just a little bit for the little bit of time that we have. If I were to ask you that they wish to do exactly that, right? Let's change it into a socialist country, only because, of course, the means to their end is to make it a communist country. If you had to guess as a collective, which pretty much is what they are, if you had to guess, what do you think the root of why they want to do this to the United States?
Well, because this is what they were taught in the colleges.
You don't think there's an ulterior motive, like a personal motive in all of this?
Oh, yeah. They want power. They want power.
Why do you
think they're pushing so much against the Second Amendment? That's one of the key amendments for our country and the free people protecting themselves. That's the only. All the amendments are perfect, but the Second Amendment is the only amendment with teeth.
Yeah. Can you imagine a world run by these folks who see themselves as morally superior? You are morally inferior. And if they were to be in power, what would be their objective? Is to ensure that each of us was just as moral as they are. And if you were not, you must be made to be.
Oh, they would be putting us in camps or actually executing us.
I agree. I do agree. And they will tell you in private conversation that they believe. I'm sorry, I was at a No Kings rally in Texas, and many of the people there were very open and honest about their radicalism, saying that people who are conservatives should die.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're no better than the Islamists.
That they very much cozy up to.
Yeah, but then the Islamists turn around and kill them when they get in. I never ever want to be the guy who's at the end of that storyline when they're looking there with their hands up in the air, looking at the folks that they assisted in taking over this country and say, wait a minute, I helped you, as the bullets fly. Yeah, as they're shooting at them.
Yeah, exactly. That's because that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be, wait a minute, what do you mean? What do you mean? And can I tell you this? This is a great story. I have to find out the name of this. Roland, can you do me one quick favor? I hate doing this to you. But there was an episode on HBO of Cosmic Slop. It was a sort of the urban version of the Twilight Zone. It was hosted by the guy from Parliament Funkadelic, George Clinton. Anyway, the episode of Cosmic Slop was written by Barack Obama's former Harvard law professor.
Yeah.
And in this, Jim,
in the story, Robert Guillaume of TV's Benson. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah.
He is the star of the film. And based upon this sci-fi sort of Twilight Zone TV show, an alien race comes to the United States, and they have gifts for the United States, but they want something in return, but they don't tell anybody. So they said, before we tell you what's in what we want to return, we want to give you a gift. So the first thing they do to prove that they are who they are, they turn the Statue of Liberty into solid gold. And they go, wow, that's incredible. And they go, what else can you do for us? And they said, we're going to give you an inexhaustible energy source so you don't have to use fossil fuels. So they do it. And I go, wow, this is amazing. And I think they do something else. I guess they clean all the pollution and all that stuff from our waters and the whole 9 yards. I'm almost positive that's it. So they go, well, what do you want in return? And they say they want all of the people of the earth who have 85% or more melanin in their skin. They want all the blacks. Now, when the alien race comes down, they form an image that many Americans can identify with. So the alien race comes in as Ronald Reagan.
Oh, my God.
Now, anyway, so at the end, right, here's the deal.
I thought you were going to say they turned him into, like, Soylent Green.
No. He comes as the image in a hologram as Ronald Reagan, so they can, because he's supposed to be somebody that Americans can identify with. But anyway, at the end of the movie, they have to, in order for the Americans or the world to decide, right, they have to hold a vote. So when they're trying to hold a vote, there are 3 lobbyists that come out and fight. They fight to keep African Americans in the country. And the 3 largest lobbyists, again, this is written by Barack Obama's college professor. He was the president of Harvard Law School. The 3 lobbyists that fight for African Americans to stay in the country are the cigarette companies, the liquor companies, and, of course, the fuel organizations because, fossil fuels, right? Because, they would all go out of business with this. So, again, written by, one of these rabble-rousers. Anyway, so at the end of the movie, Robert Guillaume and his family are supposed to be whisked away while they take all that. The vote comes back, by the way, and it is overwhelming. 85% of the world says, yes, take all the black folks.
Oh, my God.
They do. But it's great because Robert Guillaume is told the entire time that he is protected while he is lobbying for this alien race and the government to get black people whisked away by these aliens. And the movie ends with him getting in a limo, about to drive off to go to a secure place, and they turn on him. And the guns come out, and they point at him, and they grab him and his family, and they whisk him off to the aliens. They make sure they get rid of everybody.
Wow.
It is an episode of Cosmic Slop. In the movie I'm going to find the name of the movie, but it is absolutely hilarious to watch. But it's in the same Twilight Zone vein, but you'll watch it and you just go, there's no way somebody actually wrote this. But yes, Barack Obama's college professor wrote it, and it was produced for HBO.
Oh, wow. See, I get it on free channel 43. I actually get the Twilight Zone.
You do? Well, you know what? If you are an online kind of guy, you can find this movie on YouTube for free. But it's interesting. Jeff, thank you so much. I appreciate you listening to my story.
Yeah. But, these people are whack.
I know, buddy. I know. I try every day. I try to get through it every day. But I have to. I try to do it with a smile, but of course take them seriously, because if you don't, they'll get you.
Oh, man, they'll be coming.
You got it, man.
There'll be stormtroopers coming.
Indeed. Wait a minute. Rama says, I thought you were going to say that this show had to be the black version of To Serve Man, with the reveal being that it's a cookbook, but for cooking white people into soul food. No. Rama, you know the name of this thing. I've talked about this for years. I know you know the name of this movie. Everybody knows. I mean, at least Rama knows. Rama's the movie buff. It's called Cosmic Slop. Okay, so when you play the movie, it actually has a title. If you let the opening credits come in, it actually tells you what the title of it is. I know there's a title to it, but Cosmic Slop was the version of the Twilight. The Twilight Zone has an episode name. That's it. That's the one. Space Traders. That's it. Space Traders. And it was written, Barack Obama's college professor. He was the president of Harvard Law, the first African-American president of Harvard Law. And I'll go one step further on you. This you don't know. He was also the creator of critical race theory. So CRT, that was in all the schools in the 2020s that the Biden administration was administering. That guy, he wrote Space Traders on Cosmic Slop. Tony is in Southern. How are you, Tony?
Good, man. How's it going, Reese?
I'm good. I'm pretty good, sir. What's up?
Yeah, I just want to make a statement. Yeah, today's government, especially Democratic in particular, is about persuasion, lies, and deceit to scare people into making these votes and things. Just want to throw something out there with the state of Connecticut and all these speed cameras.
Sure.
It's nothing but a money grab. Plus, nationally, it's the same thing. If you're gullible enough to believe the lies, they hope you vote for them, and that can't be tolerated, man. That's all I really want to say.
You got it, Tony. I appreciate the call, man. Have a good one. Let me go to, is this,
you too.
You got it. Is this the, is that the poet laureate? Yes. To Serve Man. What, is that the name of the episode? Oh, the people. Okay, that's what Brahma was talking about. To Serve Man. That's a separate episode. Did he do it? Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you. Steve's a good guy. Fred, the poet laureate. What's going on, sir?
Hey, well, I have a poem. It's off topic. This is called Why I Like Josh Elliot.
I'm going to get into him in the next half hour. You might as well set it up.
All right, excellent. 1, he's elegant. 2, he's eloquent. 3, he's elegant. No, seriously, though, folks, it's no joke. This business of turning CT into Cali, as California is also known. But Ned is New World Order all the way, isn't he? I can almost hear you say. Yes, absolutely, but he's old, and they do eat their own. And some cake-accustomed chickens seeking a place to roost have alas come home.
Wow.
And while no wet-behind-the-ears baby commie is actually going to take Ned's wealth away, going forward, suffice it to say that Ned and Keith Richards probably won't be seen at the same party. And that, of course, is why Edward Minor is so keen to stay. He's much more concerned with the never-ending party than the Democrat Party. And because 90% of all primary political turns are left turns, Jerry, the situation in Connecticut is, in one word, scary. What's that, Ryan Fazio? 3 words for him. Wanda Pataki Jeter. Rhymes with cheater. She's somebody's not secret weapon. Whomsoever side Wanda is on will win.
Whoa.
End of story.
Whoa.
Here we come, California.
Wow. That was a deep one, buddy, but very good.
Thank you.
You got it. Let me read this. Mike in Guilford says, 1, where is the rule that FIFA head is the only one that can give out the championship trophy? Good point, Mike. Number 2, how would he have felt if the trophy had been presented by President Obama? Yeah, great question. I try not to do that, Mike. It's a good question, but I try to not do the whole whataboutism thing. Right? Other than the fact that Al Gore gave it to Brazil in 1994 because Bill Clinton was there in attendance and he didn't want to put his hands on. I don't even know what that was about. It's just weird. It's just weird. Thank you for the questions, though. Those are good questions. But the Obama thing, you're absolutely right. He would have, no way, he would have said, oh, it's fantastic. What a great thing. But the sad part about that, speaking of which, Mike, who failed to lobby for the World Cup in the United States? The most popular first lady known to man, they told us, Michelle Obama. She came back empty-handed. Remember that? Yeah. People tried to... Nobody called FIFA racist, by the way. Or did they? Who knows? I don't know. But nobody mentioned that. The problem with Trump is that almost everything he does seems to be self-aggrandizing. I have never seen a more insecure man. Okay, Albert, with all due respect, self-aggrandizement is a person who's insecure about what? About what? His entire life, he's been crushing it. Come on, dude, just let's be honest. His whole life, he's been crushing it. He's had plenty of failures, yeah. He's had plenty of situations in his life, absolutely. But he's crushing it far more than most Americans. I'd say he's got a winning streak going on. Stop it with the whole insecure. Talk about a guy who's insecure. I've never heard one person say that Barack Obama was insecure. How many times have you heard a speech where he's used the word I? We turned it into a drinking game from 2008 to 2016. The man's an I maniac. I. The problem with Trump. I think the problem with Trump is that he is everywhere, but that's not because of him. That's because of the media. The media can't stop. They can't get enough of him. He makes them money. Like, that's the part no one seems to explain to me. Like, Donald Trump gets in the media, and then you obsess about every little thing he does, making said media outlet money, getting your eyeballs. And then you say it's his fault. Stop punching yourself. Stop punching yourself. Stop punching yourself. It's kind of silly. Let's take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. It's Reese on the Radio.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
We're back. Reese on the Radio. Zap in the chat room says, Trump insecure, laugh out loud. What a joke. The man's a multimillionaire, can go anywhere he wants, eat anything he wants, buy anything he wants, loves beautiful women, has a beautiful wife. He's basically the most secure guy on the planet. That's what I'm saying. Like, the dude, like, calling someone insecure is the ultimate punching up I've ever seen, dude. It is the most ridiculous level of punching up I've ever seen. Trump, he's in your very thoughts, man. Every day. The dude lives rent-free. In everybody's mind. At least those who can't stand him. The rest of us have work to do. We have no time for that nonsense. But for those of you with an awful lot of free mental space, dude, how's he insecure? The dude doesn't even know you exist, and it's everything about him. I barely even talk about him. When he does something crazy, there'll be a news story, and I got to talk about it because, okay, well, hey, Reese, what do you think about this? And I come in and I laugh at it. Well, see, you're not taking it seriously. No! No! And I don't care who you are. I don't care about the smartest minds. I don't care about the most accomplished talk show hosts. I don't care how conservative they are. Donald Trump doesn't move me that way, with all due respect. He's a Queens guy. I think the stuff he does is trolling. I think it's hilarious. I treat him the same way I treat every other president, but you guys treat him like for some odd, like in some way, everything he does from the simplest move. It is like the most damn, like a bunch of wash women down at the lake. It's embarrassing to watch. I'm dead up serious about this. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You beta males, you milquetoast men even. It's embarrassing. Seriously. Your lady parts must be killing you every day. Women gossip more than this. And the women that I know don't even gossip like this. Did you see what he did? Did you see what he did? He did this, he did that, he did this. Man, stop. Can we get back to talking about the game? He handed over a trophy. Where? You want to talk about something serious? Fine. Let's get something serious. Tell me whether or not Donald Trump giving out the FIFA World Cup trophy is more important than this. Was it Ken? Yeah, Ken. Let me ask you this. State Representative Josh Elliot is the only candidate in Connecticut's 2026 Democrat primary for governor who has openly called for the abolishing of police. In a June 2020 Facebook post titled, "Why I'm Advocating to Abolish Police as a White Legislator," Elliot wrote that after conversations with activists, blacks, quote, "I believe in the mission." He attached the New York Times opinion piece by Mariam Kaba, probably another blacktivist, headlined, "Yes, we mean literally abolish the police." Elliot said abolishing the police is not the whole argument. The other half is setting up services so there's a true reduction in crime. He described his role as a white legislator representing a majority white district as one of leading with advocates and activists, pushing his constituents in difficult ways, he says, and being pushed, shamed, and strong-armed into adopting the vanguard of social change. So I ask you, Ken, what is more dangerous? If this guy becomes governor and actually abolishes the police, he does so much damage to the police departments of this state that officers just say, "Screw it, I'm out." What happens then? And then, of course, he gets social change, you know. You don't have to steal anyone. Here's more food stamps. Oh, I'm sorry. What's more dangerous? Huh? The state in the hands of somebody like Josh Elliott? By the way, Joshy, yeah, somebody on your team, get in touch. Get in touch. I know it's been 6 years. I'm sure you're different now. I'm sure. I don't want to hold you to this. Kevin Rennie is. I don't want to hold you to this. I'm just going to say it was one of those moments. George Floyd, he was on the ground. The video shows something sketchy. I get it. Kind of emotional. I get it. I know you don't really feel like this. There's some inner city folks right now just going, "Oh, I don't know if I like him." You're going to have to explain this. I know you said you're going to come here before the primary. We may have to talk about this, buddy. I know it was an emotional time. I understand, you know. There was, mostly peaceful protests going on, burning buildings, 24 people dead, billions of dollars in damages. I get it, dude. This is not you. It was, you were drunk at a party. I get it. Because that's what this sounds like. This was like, Facebooking when you're partying with your friends, one too many bottles of champagne, wine, whatever the case may have been, opining about the troubles of the world. Out there going, yes, the world needs to change. Is there any more Merlot? Yes, I was thinking about that too. There has to be police reforms. Abolish the police? I don't see why not. No, not that Merlot, the other one. Yes, absolutely. The Maloney. Yes, that one. I love that one. Somebody's got to explain it to me. Come on. This is one. I've been to these parties, folks. I have. I've been to these parties. Everybody's sitting around, highly educated. I went to Harvard. I went to Yale. I went to Cambridge. And they always do this when you're in a conversation with them, especially when you're black. I can never tell you about your personal experiences. But I think. I love those conversations. And if you push back on them, they lose their mind. I can't believe you think those things. So, you're from the inner city? I just want to know. And I wonder, look, Lamont's not far off from this. He was the guy after George Floyd's death who said that the police needed to be reformed. Right? This was the guy who jumped on board as soon as he heard that there was a disparity in tickets here in Connecticut. He wasn't all that even-keeled about it. He was really concerned about the blacktivists. Oh, and the blacktivists were out there getting in front of cameras shouting. You know, you can't say anything when a black woman's in front of a camera shouting. Can't dispel anything that woman says. You know, you have to be able, when a black woman, person of color, is making their point, you got to chill out.
We can do our best work when we're in community together like we are tonight, because the toxic feels smaller when we support each other. But don't make it about yourself. As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat. And instead, we can put our listening ears on. So do learn from and amplify the voices of those who have been historically marginalized, and use the privilege you have in order to push for systemic change. As white people, we have a lot to learn and unlearn. So do check your blind spots.
All that to say, be quiet, Negroes talking. Abolish the police. Come on, Josh, you got to explain this. Put out a statement. I know you're probably going to ignore it. It's like, oh, I'm not going to pay attention. Put out a statement. Tell your folks to put out a statement. You know, it was a moment. You know, everybody was doing it. It was 6 years ago. You can say you've evolved on the subject. You know, after speaking with police officers and those who risked their lives, we've had a change of heart about what they do and the sacrifices they've made. Look, I'm writing it for you. This is the reason why. Well, don't hire me, because that would be conflict of interest. I don't know, just abolish the police, he said. Abolish the police. I don't know. We'll see whether or not he actually changes his mind or his tune on that. The debate's coming up between the two of them on, I think it's WTNH. I don't think it's FSB. It's got to be TNH. I'll double check that. I want to see if he's asked about it. If I were him, I would just come out and say it now. Just release a statement. Don't let that come back to bite you. There's some people in Connecticut who do not want to hear that nonsense. You got to clear that up now. Let's take a break. When we come back, more news, more views. Lamont has an election integrity, I guess, I don't know, some speech he gave today. Susan Bysowich did most of the speaking. We'll play some of that audio from it as well. Apparently, Adam 12 was there, and there was a little bit of a shouting match or something like that. I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll talk about it more when we get returned. Stand by. It's Reese on the radio.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
We'll talk about the Lamont thing in the next hour. Also, there was a it was a circuit court decision on the vote. We want to talk about that as well. That story is far from over. So we're going to get to that. Also, I want to preview tomorrow's show as we talk about Erin's Law. Samantha, the mom of a Solomon Schechter, former student of Solomon Schechter, she will be here. Mark from West Hartford also will be here on the program tomorrow to talk about that. And I will let you know what I'm asking legislators to do on Erin's Law. It is a law that's already in place, and I guess all we need is some enforcement of said law. We'll break down everything, every aspect of the law, bring you up to speed of this 2015 law that for some odd reason is not being either implemented or being held to the standards of our schools. It also needs to be expanded to private schools, and we will work on that effort when we talk to Samantha tomorrow. Roseanne and I decided that we're going to do a show, and it is somewhat separate of what we do here on this program, but I thought it would be helpful to showcase some of the restaurants around Connecticut, no matter where they are. And who doesn't love to eat? But one of the most struggling businesses in the country, and much so here in Connecticut, are restaurants to stay around. And they don't really have a lot of the advertising dollars to do so. Also, they really need the help of word of mouth. You guys are fantastic with that. So please go to my Facebook page, Reese on the Radio. You can do it by going to reeseontheradio.com. And just go to my Facebook page and watch the coming soon sort of promo video of the first installment of the episode that we filmed yesterday in Manchester. And we want to thank the folks over at Pasha. And I'm pronouncing it as best I can. A Turkish restaurant in Manchester on Broad Street. And we were there last night, and I'm cutting together all the video of that event or of that evening so that it airs every Sunday. So we got a whole lot of footage. We met the owner there, her husband. They've only been open for 17 months. And it also gets an opportunity for you to watch me eat food that I've never eaten before. Roland always rags on me, as does Roseanne, that I don't get out enough, that I don't try enough exotic foods or different foods. I'm a simple pizza and Chinese food guy. I like bland white rice. Well, I actually tried Turkish food yesterday, and you'll get to see me try it. And I had a hell of a time, so I tried it. And you'll be able to watch it every week, called Family Dinner with Reese and Roseanne. And I want to thank Sal Simsick, the running for Congress in the 26th district. He was there. He was the one who got us there. He sat and had dinner with us. He's also in the episode, and his father-in-law, Edward. He and I became fast friends during that. Adam 12 was there. His wife was there. We all sat around, broke bread, and talked and had a blast while I filmed everything. I did all the work, as usual. The rest of them were just hanging out. I had to set up the cameras, I had to shut the microphones, set up the camera angles, I had to do the following, I had to do the B-roll. Everybody else just sat around and ate. It wasn't even my idea, and I did all the work. So anyway, I hope you'll check it out. Like I said, go to my Reese on the Radio page. That's my website, and then go to the Facebook page, and you can watch the clip of it. If you know somebody who has a restaurant and would like to participate in it, let me know. Go to reeseontheradio.com and go to the comment section. Let's get a first check of weather and traffic. Our good friend Mark Christopher is here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark. All right. First half gone. Second half of Reese on the Radio underway. And I will tell you about my Saturday morning with John Larson. A story you do not want to miss. So stand by. We'll be back with that and a whole lot more. That's the first time I've ever done anything that corny. Let's get to traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Since soccer's been so prevalent, did you have a friendly with Senator Larson? Congressman Larson?
Oh, you're going to make me give it away? Yes, I actually did.
You had a friendly?
Oh,
okay.
My goodness. You are not going to believe this story.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Now, I don't know who I would even be directing this to, but whoever they are, and I know they listen, you know who I'm talking about, and you guys are going to have to step your game up. So I got a heads up, of course, from Adam 12, who told me Friday night after the show hey, don't forget, get ready. We got to do this. We got to do this, dinner with Roseanne and Reese. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right, I'm finally going to do it. And he goes, Larson's going to be in Southington tomorrow morning. I'm like, where? Where's he going to be? He's like, I just got an alert. I'm like, okay. I'm not even going to tell you where I'm getting the alert from. That in and of itself, if you see me, you ask me, I'll tell you. Anyway. So I'm like, what time is he going to be there? 10 o'clock. I'm like, all right. What do I have planned? Nothing really. I'm supposed to go somewhere. Hey, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go. No, I'm not going to go. I wake up in the morning. I wake up at 7 o'clock, and I have nothing to do. It's the beginning of the weekend, so I don't really have work to do. Like, I don't have to go through the news and all that other stuff. I can do that later on in the night. So I text Adam. I'm like, hey, where's this thing at? He says it's in Southington. I'm like, oh, okay. He gives me the address. I was like, okay. So it's at Southington High School. I decide to drive down there. Figure I'd make it a quick morning. And I promised Roseanne, you know what? Stay home. And when I get back, I'll take you out to breakfast. Sure, absolutely. Oh, you're the greatest husband. You know, what she usually says. So I went out there, and it's supposed to be, join Team Larson for a community canvas. Be a part of the movement. So the objective was go down, meet at Southington High School. Larson will be there. You can join him. Canvas the area. Hey, vote for Larson kind of deal. I don't know whether or not this was really promoted well. Let's just say I got there, and it was less than par. And I'm sure Larson, being a good guy, disappointed, but whatever, we'll do something else. But I showed up anyway. And I'm literally dragging my behind there. Because I wasn't in the mood. I didn't want to go down there and do the whole, shock jock thing, as some people call it. I wasn't there for that. I just wanted to go see Larson because I barely get to talk to him anymore. We used to be buddies. I'm kidding. I had one ulterior motive because I knew something, but I had to make sure that it was true. So I drive up and I see two small SUVs, one larger than the other. And I'm driving around, I see them there, and I see a sign for Larson. And I go, oh, okay, they must be over here. And I look, sitting in the passenger seat, it's John Larson himself. Small crew of people. Could have been any more than four, maybe 5 people. And I get out. Larson looks at me, waves. Hey, but he goes one step further. Hey, Reese. Ooh. Larson knows my name. For all this time, I thought that he was just that black guy. He knows my name, but he's on the phone, so I don't bug him. Go over to introduce myself to the other guys. I do. I meet Tim Appleton. I didn't know him at the time, but he and I had a long conversation later on. We'll get into that. In fact, Tim, if you're listening, you should come on the show. We had a great conversation. I want Tim to come here to talk about something I was talking about back in 2022. But I digress. Let's get to the point. So, as I'm there communicating with the folks, who are you? I'm Reese, WTIC. I'm wearing a shirt with WTIC on it. They know who I am. But they're pretending. For what reason, I don't know. They're pretending that they don't know who I am. Okay. I guess it was in some way to intimidate me. You're not as famous as you think you are. I mean, I know they knew who I was. So anyway, I don't say anything. All right, whatever. And then Larson finishes his phone call, and he walks over. And I look at him, and I go, hey, a thank you would be nice. And he goes, what, you want a kiss? And I went, no, I specifically said thank you. So he walks over, shakes my hand, and I look at him, and I go, hey, I'm just here because I'm wondering if there's a response. Is there a response to what? So I whip out my phone, and I click Luke Bronin. And him answering my question about whether or not he does, he answers to the will of the people. Larson's looking at it and he goes, I've never seen this. What? I said, John, you don't know that there was an interview with Luke Bronin on my show? Nope, no one's ever shown me this. I'm like, wait a minute, your campaign put out a video of his interview with me talking about $250,000 not being in. I don't know anything about that. Do you want to watch the clip? Yeah. So I play the entire clip. You know it. Everybody knows it. Luke Bronin says that he does not represent the people when he goes to Washington. They elect him to decide on his own what's best for them. His words, not mine. I'm paraphrasing, but barely. To which Larson responds, what? It's in the Constitution. So I go, oh, okay. And I said, so if you saw that, if you didn't see that, you clearly didn't see this. To which I played him the video of Luke Bronin talking about, I haven't heard John Larson talk about anything other than Social Security for the past 12 years, and he done nothing about it. He hasn't watched this. He's never seen it before. And I'm looking at his people who were nodding along, said, oh, yeah, I saw that. And I'm looking at Larson going, you haven't seen this? It's like, no. No one's shown this to him? No person? His opponent is out there talking smack about he's been talking about Social Security for 12 years and no one can remember what's in his legislation. I mean, I couldn't be more baffled. So I take the opportunity to say to John Larson, hey, I think you should respond to the guy. As instigators do. I mean, I don't know, Mr. Larson. If I were you, I would. Guy talks smack like that about my mama. But nonetheless, he was like, for the first time, folks, I'm not kidding you. For the first time, John Larson said, and I quote, yeah, we'll do the show. Yeah. Started giving me telephone numbers of people to call. And again, I want to thank the gentleman. I want to thank him. But to know that his folks who know that interview is out there, the guy is saying that he doesn't represent, he's handing you a gift. Again, and I got no horse in this race. I'm just looking at this as a political animal. That's my whole deal. As an animal of politics, how you do not scour the earth to find something that this guy said in an interview that everyone is talking about. And your folks didn't even play it for that guy to say, this guy doesn't even understand the Constitution. I've been a representative since 1996, and I know that my job is to serve my constituents. This guy, this upstart, who is he? He doesn't even know that there is an active audience who's watching that, disseminating that. It's actually sharing that video overwhelmingly. Sharing it so much that they are responding negatively to Luke Bronin, and his opponent knows nothing about it. That's why I began this by saying, hey, you folks got to step up your game. I'm sorry. If I was the campaign manager, I'd have fired all of you. All of you. If it was your job to scour, if it was your job to do oppo research, I'd have fired all of you. And I would have publicly shamed you. I'd have called a press conference to call you a clown. And I mean every bit of it. You're supposed to be running this guy's campaign. He's from the 96 era. And you guys are running it like you're in that 86 era. You're forgetting that there's social media out there. You're forgetting that there are constituents in Hartford, young, impressionable, African-American, and voters, I might add, voters in that community who are now talking. And if they looked at the videos, they'd have seen them. There are black folks saying, you know what, I really, really do like Larson. Or I stood up for Luke Bronin. I didn't know he was like that. He ain't even working for us. I'm voting for Larson now. And his folks don't know about that? Larson knows nothing about that?
that he can capitalize on this? Again, I know some people are saying, Reese, are you rooting for Larson? No! I'm just saying this as an objective observer. As campaigns go, this is sloppy. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Let me read what they said in here. Larson's own team is trying to bury him, Michael A. says. I don't know. Maybe. I understand that there's a little bit of incumbent fatigue everywhere, especially in the Democrat Party. It's very likely, Michael A. I will not, I'm not going to dispute that. It's quite likely. Trying to put the old man out the pasture. But damn. This is the reason why I couldn't do an assistant. I couldn't. I tell my wife this all the time. You should get an assistant if you're so sick and tired of doing it yourself. I'm like, no, they're only going to get in the way. And I would crucify them if they forgot something or missed something. Like that, if I was running a campaign and my Oppo research team wasn't, like the person that I want, and this is true, I want a me to run that. I want him at home with his wife and children telling them, get away from me. I've got a campaign to win. You can see Daddy after November. I'll take you all away for Christmas. Sorry. But that's, maybe get a single person that's like me. Maybe not get a guy with a family. Maybe that's not a good idea. Yeah, like it'll be, remember the old days when you would hire someone and the first thing you asked, you married? You have a family? Because you want to hire the guy. That's, this is part of that disparity. By the way, ladies, if you don't know this, especially liberal ladies, if you don't know this, that's the reason why there's a wage gap difference, right? 77 cents of every dollar. Yeah, the difference there is you only make 77 cents to the dollar. It's because a single guy or even a married guy, even sometimes the married guy, you can get them to do anything and everything. More than likely, if they haven't started a family, they're not planning on starting one. They want to make their bones in the industry. They will work late nights. They will do the overtime. They will go overseas for a month. Especially in the CEO ranks or the corporate business ranks, those guys will do everything. Yeah, I'll tack on the miles. Oh, I've got to go to Venice? Absolutely. More miles. I'll just use my miles. Yeah, they love that stuff. Women, on the other hand, nothing against you, but you need some me time. I get it, Find your spiritual center. I'm teasing. Don't get mad. I'm just playing. Before they get mad at me. But that being said, that's who Larson needs on his team. A tireless worker bee, scouring everything to make sure that his opponent doesn't get a leg up. Your opponent's going to be in Southington. I'm going to be there too. The opponent's going to be in Target. I'm going to be there too. While he's in housewear, I'm in dinnerwear. Going to be right there. I need the female vote. I'm going over to the Magnolia section inside Target. Yeah, I know you ladies know about that. I'm in there all the time. Roseanne loves that spot. Zach says Larson could save a lot of money and miss less by having Grok send him everything his opponent said the past day. That's also true. Good point, Zach. He could just use AI. It's absolutely right. Brett says, "Sign me up." Right, dude? Brett, you want to be the dogged intern that's doing anything and everything 24 hours a day? I'll be that guy. I would be that guy in a heartbeat. That's who I was when I started as an intern in radio. I was up in the middle of the night. I was calling the bimbos. Oh, yeah. Like the groupies who would call up the host of the show. I'd have to field those phone calls. Hey, how are you doing? What would you like? Oh, I want to meet the No, well, that's not as easy as you think it is. Give me some information about you. I'll be happy to pass it on. Well, can you have him come? Nope, not going to happen.
That phone call is going to happen. You want to say anything to him, it'll go through me, and I'll convey it to him. If he feels like having a conversation with you, we'll let you know. I remember that movie Swimming with Sharks is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Work. And no intern could work for me. They just couldn't. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Have you ever had an assistant, Mark?
No.
No?
No, I've never reached those heights. But would you to have an assistant?
Would you want one?
Oh yeah, I would love to have.
Really?
One.
A guy or gal Friday kind of guy or gal Friday kind of deal. Like a regular intern, maybe grab records, pick up, speakers and stuff like that.
Yeah, whoever could do the job the best. I don't care.
Okay.
Guy, girl.
I couldn't. They get in my way. For me,
really?
Yeah, it would be like putting a tripwire in front of me.
That would not be good.
Yeah.
That would be not. You know what it is, though? It's funny. When people want to help you loading out at a gig,
yeah,
it's great until you get to the van.
Yeah.
And there's a certain way you got to put everything in, or it doesn't fit right.
That's right.
And when people start putting stuff in, you got to take half of it out and start all over again. So,
that's what I mean by getting in my way.
Exactly. I know what you're saying now. Maybe that's not a good idea to have somebody, so we'll see. All right.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, when we come back, I'll talk about the governor's, some sort of symposium, conversation, whatever this nonsense was, about voter integrity, and, of course, about the situation with the lawsuit that was overturned against the Trump administration to get the voter data from the state of Connecticut. We'll talk about a little bit of that with some audio sound bites to boot. And I've got plenty of other audio sound bites that I've got to play as well, so stand by for that as it relates to the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, and a whole bunch of other news and views to get into as well. So stand by for that. Plus, the stupidest thing I read today coming up as well. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher is back. He is in the beep. Nope, almost here. Okay, we'll be here in a second. I'm about to say it. It's like I have to follow the clock. There it is. Now I have to wait for the sounder. That's my thing. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
That's an interesting name. Let's do the thing. Stupidest thing I read today comes from Fox News. New Hampshire Democrat says that she has a constitutional right to speed at 107 miles per hour. State Representative of Newmarket, Ellen Reed, says that she has the constitutional right to drive 107 miles per hour after she was pulled over while commuting from the State House. On December 2nd of 2024, Rockingham County deputies clocked her Toyota Yaris. Of all the cars, a Toyota Yaris. Have you seen one of those, Roland? She was driving 107 miles per hour in a 65 in Wyndham. She was later convicted of negligent driving, fined $1,240, and put on a 2-year good behavior deal. On June 5th of 2025, on the same interstate in Londonderry, she was doing 92 in a 65. That speeding charge is still pending. Her defense, she says, is a 1784 clause in the New Hampshire Constitution that says that lawmakers can't be arrested while going to or from the legislature. She says the stops themselves were illegal. The evidence should be tossed and the ticket should disappear. She admits that she was doing 85 on the first stop, but swears the 107 miles per hour is wrong. And she's really upset that there was no body cam or dash cam footage after the fact because the sheriff's office says that they can't afford the cameras. So sometimes these lawmakers make me laugh. Why does it always have to be the women? Do you know who I am? Oh, there's so many of that. So much of that. Federal judge has dismissed the Trump DOJ's lawsuit for Connecticut's full voter roll, including the Social Security and driver's licenses. A federal judge in Connecticut shut down the Justice Department's demand for the state's complete statewide voter registration list, including the last 4 digits of Social Security numbers and driver's license numbers. The ruling protects the data under a narrow read of a 1960s civil rights law that keeps the list under state control. And, of course, not to take a victory lap. This was far more different than that. This had nothing to do with a victory lap. This was interesting, what they did here. So it is, from what I gather, Ned Lamont, William Tong, Susan Bysewicz, I believe Matthew Blumenthal, or Matt Blumenthal as he is known, son of Richard, was at this event from the video that I saw. But and the Secretary of State, Stephanie, what's her name? I don't know, who cares? Sister girl. They were all there. So Susan Bysewicz, who pretty much runs the Lamont administration, he said, tongue firmly in cheek, okay, before anybody says anything. This is the speech that she gave.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at this important moment to discuss the integrity of elections in Connecticut and our country. And we are here today to assure the people of Connecticut that our elections will be free and fair, and that no one should be concerned about the integrity of the election process in Connecticut. And it's important at this moment, as our state has faced lawsuits. It's also important given the statements that the President of the United States made last week, trying to cast doubt on the validity and integrity of elections in our state.
Now, I got to ask the question, what are you holding this press conference for here in Connecticut? I always go back to my statement 2-3 years ago. Deep blue state, right? What are you responding to the president for? The votes were secure, right? You guys have been telling me this for the longest. Reese, now I know you're saying they cheat. Okay, sure, they cheat. I'm in agreement with you, right? So now you got me agreeing with you. Again, why are they holding this press conference? Anyone want to tell me that? What are they doing this for? They just signed a law that said there was no excuse absentee ballot. What is the press conference for? There's nothing they could do. They're a sovereign state, William Tong told us, right? They should be able to control their state and do whatever they want, and it's all theirs. They behaving like monarchs and rulers, right? They told us. So what are they saying? We want to make sure that we tell the people of Connecticut that the election is safe, free, and secure. Because somebody in Connecticut doesn't believe that? You have to reassure them? I thought the president had no wins here in Connecticut. He was probably just appealing to his rabid MAGA folks, right? It seems almost pointless to hold this press conference to ensure that people know that the elections are... Unless... You know what this sounds like? This sounds like your wife having to prove to you that she isn't having an affair. Out of the blue. Just out of nowhere. She'd come. I'd like to make an announcement, sweetheart. There may be rumors out there that I am interested in another man, but those rumors couldn't be further away from the truth. No, I didn't. I heard nothing of the sort. there have been claims made before, but no, I'm okay. Is there a reason why you hold this? Just want to make sure. You may have had some doubts. I want to make sure that that you hear it from me that I am not cheating. Okay, there'll be some people out there rumbling. People who are not in this family. We're just random folks. People who do not care about your best interests. I want to make sure that you're not influenced by them into believing that I'm doing anything wrong. I mean, we're talking about these folks. Think about who they are. William Tong, Ned Lamont, Susan Bicewicz. Can't stand the president. Stood there on that stage, gave that speech, said that the president of the United States is spreading mis- and disinformation. Okay, this is Connecticut. It's deep blue. You got nothing to fear here. What are you reiterating? What are you making sure of? I'll tell you. It is real simple. It resonated. And they know it did. They also know the state of Connecticut wants voter ID. Democrats overwhelmingly want voter ID. Their own party doesn't believe that their elections are free and fair, even here in the state of Connecticut. They can't. You can't have all of this crazy stuff going on and not have people from all walks of life going, damn, it's kind of easy for people to vote here. Damn, it's strange that if you have 1,000 bottles, you got to show an ID to make sure that you live in the state, but we can allow a credit card as proof of ID to go vote? Those folks read the news too. Okay? And as rabid as you might think some of these folks on the left are, who may vote for Ned Lamont, may vote for Susan Bicewicz, may even vote for William Tong, to believe that they are over-the-top, insane, blinder-on zealots who cannot stand anything on the right. I gave the quizzical look. Yeah, right. They know. They had to come out and say something to reassure those people who aren't so sure, who are skeptics. And therein lies the problem. That's the whole issue with Ned Lamont, with William Tong, with Susan Bicewicz. They are not confident. And why should they be? That report said that 18 states were compromised by China. Did anyone ask that question there? Was the governor what do you call it, briefed? Was he briefed on that intel? Has anyone briefed him since that report? I haven't heard any reports about there any verification that Connecticut voter rolls were indeed compromised by the Communist Party of China. Why hasn't that question been asked? Why haven't we asked the governor if he's looked at the documents that have been declassified thus far? Adam 12 was there to ask today. Apparently, Susan Bicewicz only takes questions from legitimate media. Now they're determining what's legitimate. Susan, my dear, seriously, the Supreme Court has already settled that, my dear. It's what you kids like to call settled science. It's settled law. Adam 12, with simply a cell phone in his hand, is legitimate media. You answer to him. You don't know that? You don't answer to the media. You answer to me. You don't get that? You answer to every person who's in this chat room. You answer to Brett. You answer to, who else is here? You answer to Zach. You answer to Albert. You answer to all of those people. Legitimate media. I found that unsettling. Let me go to Pete. Hello, Pete. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, Reese. Reese, I'm a little perplexed here. Maybe you could help me out.
Sure.
We're always listening to the Democrats try to put the Republicans on their heels, saying that did the 2020 election, was it influenced, was it rigged, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they're always forcing the Republicans to come out, with an answer.
Right.
My question to you is, why hasn't anybody asked, Lamont or Bisowicz or any of them, okay, do you believe that Joe Biden got 81 million votes in the most secure election in the American history, which Joe Biden told us 5 minutes after the election was called in 2020. Do they believe that he got 81 million votes? Do they believe it was the most secure election in American history? Why don't we put them on the defensive?
You are so... No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, because let's hear it.
You're right.
Let's put them on record, because we all know that he didn't get 81 million votes, and we all know that it wasn't the most secure election in American history. So let's get them. We need to take the initiative here. We need to take the offensive and put them on their heels. Make them own it. Make them own it.
100% right. And I'll go one step further. I'll pile on with you, Pete. Right? What happened to the 16 million votes in the Kamala Harris election?
Well,
right?
Yep.
And
absolutely.
I even have a better question, which I've asked everyone, which, by the way, no one has ever been able to answer since the 2020 election. What was the very spirit and heart and soul of our nation was on the line if Donald Trump was elected again. If everything was at stake, should he be elected again? If all the world was going to turn upside down, nobody cheated? After what happened to them in 2016, a president, a possible Madam President that was surefire 90% to win an election, got completely knocked out of the box. You're telling me that with that election, which shocked the world, that a re-election of Donald Trump was so imminent as far as danger being concerned that nobody would cheat with those kind of stakes on the line?
Well, I read an interesting thing, and I wish I had it at the tip of my tongue here because I wasn't sure if I was going to get through. But I also read this afternoon that there were 15 million more votes cast in 2020 than there were actually registered voters.
Absolutely. Well, there's plenty of evidence that supports that, Pete, in many cases. And, in fact, there are those cases of hundreds of thousands of votes right here in the state of Connecticut, which, again, begs the question. And I said this on Friday, just after the president's speech on Thursday. Again, Connecticut is a solid blue state. You have a presidential election, but then you find out that there are 18 states that had their voter rolls compromised, one of them being Connecticut, a solid blue state for Kamala Harris. A solid blue. What would China need if they indeed wanted Joe Biden to win and to get rid of Donald Trump? What would they need to screw around with Connecticut's votes for? There was a surefire for them. It's a waste of time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can't add anything more to that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point I'm trying to make. Again, everything under the sun. And then today, after that report comes out that China was inside of our books, you get Bisowicz, Lamont, A.G. Tong. You got all the bigwigs. Okay. The Secretary of State at this press conference to dispel any rumors, any innuendo that the 2020 election was rigged and there's any election integrity issues. It sounds like alarmism because it is.
Exactly. And, it's an awful funny way to convince people that there wasn't any rigging by constantly tell people there wasn't any rigging.
It's such a... Well, I don't know if were you a big fan of Rush Limbaugh's, Pete?
Absolutely.
One of my favorite moments ever. And again, it was one of those things where I couldn't believe I missed it. He said, they ran around telling us it was the most secure election in American history, which begs the question, what was the most unsecure?
Yeah.
Yep. right? You don't make a claim like that, right? It's sort of like this was the most home runs ever scored in a game. Well, what was the least? Or what was the second most? You know, it begs the question.
Yeah, well, they play around, and it's like, well, there wasn't any widespread, voter fraud. It wasn't widespread, not enough to influence. And like, stop it. We know what went on, and it's just a matter of time before it all comes out, and it's starting.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate you, buddy.
You got it.
Let's take another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
You know the drill. News. All right. Music news for today. Some drill rapper named Pop Smoke. He turns 27 today. Anyway, Pop Smoke. Isn't he dead? I thought he was. Okay, there he was. I knew he was. I said he sounded familiar. Isn't he from Far Rockaway? I don't know where he's from. Anyway, I knew he passed away. I don't know how I got him on this list, but they usually tell me when the guy has passed away. Stone Gossard, the guitarist and co-founder of Pearl Jam, turned 60. Kim Carnes, a singer-songwriter famously for Betty Davis' Eyes, didn't she just pass away? This would have been her 81st birthday. I'm almost positive she passed. Carlos Santana turns 79. And on this day in music, 1965, Bob Dylan released Like a Rolling Stone. The 6-minute track broke pop's song length rules and became one of the biggest hits in the rock landmark era. In 1981, Journey dropped their landmark Escape album, which, of course, features the hits Don't Stop Believin' and Open Arms. In 2017, on this date, we tragically lost Chester Bennington, who died of suicide at age 41. His passing just months after his close friend Chris Cornell died. In 1963, Jan and Dean's Surf City, co-written by Brian Wilson, hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the first surf song to top the charts. And weirdly enough, this guy became famous immediately after. Stevie Van Zandt in 1975 made his debut with the Bruce Springsteen E Street Band on the opening night of their Born to Run tour. Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, Kim Carnes is 81.
She is alive.
I think you're thinking of Bonnie Tyler, who just
Oh, that's right. She just passed. Okay.
Yeah,
I confused her. I know they're both blonde and women.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun and outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, back. Reese on the radio. This story was here, and I'll grab it in a second, about DCF. I want to talk about this report about the 28 kids who had died in 17 months under their care. But I promise I'd take this call real quick. Let's go to Sherri in Hartford. Hello, Sherri. How are you?
Fine, and how are you?
I'm fantastic.
That's good to hear. I just want to let you know that I thought your interview with former Mayor Luke Bowen was excellent. But are you aware that he never gave specific information on the questions that you asked him?
Yes, I am 100% aware of that because he had no intent on answering them in the first place. You may remember, Sherri, for those of you you want to go back to it, he did a lot of, we don't need to answer that question. What we should be asking is this. Did that get to you too when he did that?
Yes.
It is classic for those who have no intention of answering your question, knowing that it is going to bind them. And there were so many people who gave me kudos for never letting it go until I got an answer. Because again, I didn't even want, and I don't know if you heard this, but I'll make this clear. So his website says doing the common good or doing the most good, something along those lines. I don't care. But something about doing the good of the people, whatever that was. And I found that odd because what my question was like, wait a minute, who determines what is the good thing that you should be doing? Like, who determines what your mission is? Is it you or the people? And the reason why, if he'd have answered the question as I expected, and I did, if he'd have said, well, the people, I work for them, I would say, can you please show me the evidence that says that your constituents want you to go to Washington to fight Trump and not work on affordability or electric bills or things like that? Can you tell me where that gauge is? But then when he says, oh, I'm supposed to go there and do what I say I want to do, it was like, oh?
Whoa, right. And what I wanted to make sure that you were aware of.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember when we had that COVID money and that blighted property money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just before Luke was ending his career as a mayor, and the new mayor stepped in. Okay, do you remember both of them went? Okay, concerning the blighted property money, they went into court, went in closed court, had a discussion, but nobody came out and said, okay, why is this sealed? All that money, no one has questioned. Where did it go?
Well, how much money was it? Because I'm not familiar. This is really right before my time here.
I heard it was close to $1 million.
Okay.
And, it was never addressed. Money never spent. They went into closed court, and we never got an answer. Just that they came to some agreement, and the records were sealed. This is public money. It wasn't money for them to, make a deal, seal the records, and no one got an answer to what they did with the money.
Well, I'm checking now because I know Mark from West Hartford is probably listening intently now, so I know he knows this story. I will get to the bottom of that. That's a great point. Now, Sherri, it appears that you're a resident of the Hartford area, yes?
I am.
How long have you lived in the city of Hartford?
My whole life.
Now you're going to put me in a quagmire because now I have to ask you, how long has that been? So let's just say it's been more than 20 years.
That's correct.
Okay, fair enough. Are you an active voter in the city of Hartford?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, it only begs this question because it appears that you're very much politically involved in your city and its politics.
Yes, I am.
Is there a reason you could think of why Hartford is usually not very engaged in the election process?
They're really okay. I'm gonna tell you this: the Hispanics and the Black American, and I'm just speaking for them.
Okay.
The reason is because everybody plays like. All the politicians come out and say they're going to do good. They're going to do what they have to take care of the city. And always, all the politicians talk about immigrants. I'm like, immigrants? Why are you wasting your time talking about immigrants? You need to be focused on what the residents of the state, the residents of the city or town, what their needs are.
So are you saying that because they feel that the politicians who come into Hartford appear to be more interested in those who cannot vote instead of those who can, that those folks who can have become disenfranchised and decided not to come out?
Because what we're saying, it's just like now, Donald Trump asked for the SNAP eligibility data.
Okay.
Right? They ask for the data because they're aware that the undocumented people are getting those funds. And they're aware that, okay, as far as voter registration that they ask for, why is Connecticut reluctant to supply that information? Why are they reluctant? That is because they are aware that they're paying the undocumented people to vote. I remember last year, I'm standing in line doing early voting. The guy behind me said, don't forget to go upstairs and get your money. I said, what?
Whoa.
Go upstairs and get your money.
He said that to you or to another person on? Well, Sherri, I'm sorry.
I did as I was standing in line.
Sherri, did they say that to you or to another gentleman behind you?
They said it specific to me, the gentleman behind me.
Oh, he told you to go get your money.
Yes, and I said, what money? He said, after we vote, you can go upstairs and get your money. I said, ooh. I said, I don't know anything about getting paid. He said, yeah, they give you money. Don't forget,
Did he say, Sherri, did he say how much?
No, he didn't say how much. That's the information that I needed. I said, well, which one of them politicians told you that? And
so you were reluctant to believe him.
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking, well, maybe he's foreign or maybe he's thinking of something else. He said, no, you go upstairs and get your money. I said, really?
Were you concerned that he might be a plant?
I was concerned because everybody knows there's a way that building you can hear everything. Mm-hmm. It's got recordings everywhere.
Right.
I said, I'm hoping the CIA, FBI. I said, sir, please don't say anything like that around me. I'm not undocumented. And I said that, are you aware that you are committing a federal crime?
Wow.
He says, I am. I said, yeah, it's a federal crime to vote in an election when you're not even a citizen.
Michael A is getting ahead of me. I just wanted to. Did he nudge you on who to vote for to get
Yeah,
said?
he said Democrat. He told me. And then I went and filled out the form because I thought CIA, FBI got to be listening to this.
You immediately thought you were being set up.
I thought I was being punked, yeah. And so I immediately went to filled out the form to report it to I went to Fed first, FEC and SEC. I said, hold on, this is still going on. Everyone in the community is aware that they're paying the undocumented people to vote. In fact, they're telling us, and then they said that they were going to, this year, vote using absentee ballot form. And that's the reason why I said, they know the reason why they don't want to give Trump administration the voting list and a SNAP eligibility list because they're aware that they're paying these people and to vote.
Well, I got it, Sherri. First of all, help me out here, Sherri. You're a Hartford resident. This is, for me, maybe there's someone else out there who's heard this before, but this is...
my girlfriend and I, we talk about it all day, every day. That's the reason why they gave them all the money, all the grants.
Sherri, where have you been? Sherri, where have you been all of my life? Do you listen to this program regularly?
Yes, for the past 10 years. and black Americans, black Americans have complained. I said, you got to say the Fed first. FEC,
no, I meant, I'm sorry.
FEC.
I'm sorry, Sherri. Have you listened to my program? Are you a regular?
Oh, all the time.
So, are you a woman of color, Sherri, if I may ask?
Of course.
Oh, you are?
Very well.
Are you a black woman?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I reported it immediately. It was like, well, why are you reporting it? I'm reporting because you guys are committing crime.
Wow.
It's getting unanswered.
Sherri, you lived in Hartford all of your life. Now, I got to ask you this because there are going to be some people who are ask you questions about this. Lived in Hartford all of your life. You've seen the blight. You've seen the ups and downs. You've seen the politicians come and go. Have you
seen the corruption?
Yeah, I know. Well, yes, notwithstanding the corruption, of course.
And reported it all.
So you're an avid reporter.
I reported to Stephanie Thomas about. I said, "There's no check and balance." Come on now, you know these people are voting, and they're saying that they're getting paid. This year, they're saying we're gonna have an influx of absentee ballots.
Yeah, that
And,
they're
okay,
expecting.
You want to look closely into what happened last year, because I'm the one asked, what's his name? What's that guy? Kennelly. I said Kennelly, because Kennelly then was trying to pick and choose who they wanted on certain slates. I said, you can't pick and choose who go on slates. Who told you could do that? He said the judge. I said, no judge told you could pick a slate from District 7, and all you are picking is everybody that's not a citizen.
Sherri, how many?
Everybody wasn't a citizen. I said, are you crazy? And I asked him, are you an officer of the court? Are you an officer of the court? Because I know no judge gave you authorization.
I need, Sherri, I need you yesterday. Listen to me.
Okay.
Hold on. Now, Sherri, wait. Because I'm about to go up against a break, but I'm going to put you on hold. Is it okay if I take your personal cell phone number? All right, you stay on the line. 1 second. I want to do something here. There are so many people who are loving you right now. I've never heard of you before, but I'm loving everything about you. I'm going to grab your number.
Okay.
I'm going to grab your number. Stand by. Just hear me out for a second. One, I'm going to find a way to get you on this program to sit you across from me, because I'd love to. I could sit up here and talk to you for an hour.
Trust me, I'm going to provide some information for you, even about the police department. I was totally amazed. How you going to give police union a contract without looking at Police Accountability Act? In Connecticut, don't even have a Brady list. I'm like, ooh,
Sherri, there's how many before I got to go to a break and let you go, because again, I'm taking your number. I have it already, but I got to ask you this: how long or how many of your friends are involved in politics the way that you are so passionately? Do you have a group of girlfriends?
Of us, and that's why we laugh about everybody every year. It's the same old violin. Okay, and I'm saying, how could you have the same old violin? And remember, they were trying to mess with Doug, right?
Hey, wait a minute. Don't start with me and Doug. I got problems with him.
I know, but I just said, how are you messing with Doug? Let's talk about your own corruption.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. You're right. I'm not going to lie.
When Luke, when we had that COVID money, I called the feds on him. I said, hold on. Wait, hold on. No, everybody's running around Luke. I called the feds. I said, how could you give such and such so much money? And hold on. Oh.
No, okay, I got to let you go. Listen, I got your number, Sherri. I promise you're going to be a guest on this program beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm going to get rolling to get your number.
I'm going to provide you some very important.
I know you are. Trust me, I cannot wait. I'm putting you on hold. Roland's going to get your info for me. Expect a phone call from me this week, okay?
Okay,
Hold on. Okay, we got to take a break. I mean, I didn't even have to work for it. Let's get some check of weather and traffic. Because, to be honest with you, Sherri gave the news, the weather, and everything else. Mark Christopher's back.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app. Search WTIC News Talk 1080 and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, we're back. In a little bit, we'll take your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. You can talk about anything we talked about or any news that's happening this week. And we'll close out the show as we begin our week here on WTIC. Also, take note, check us out over on ReeseOnRadio.com. Because there we are going to start showcasing, or at least you go to my social media page on Facebook. Actually, it's where I'm going to be promoting it. I don't promote a lot of stuff on X, but on Facebook, if you go there, Roseanne and I have a new show that we're going to be promoting local restaurants. When I say local, all in Connecticut. And so far, I think we've got like 3 that are coming up very soon. We're going to go to 1 a week, and we're going to be filming our interactions and eating the food there. They are going to be exotic places that I would normally never try, eating food that I normally wouldn't eat. Roseanne is very excited. She will jump out a window for foreign food. You know, she likes the ethnic stuff. On the other hand, not so much. I don't like spices. I don't like strange. Everybody else says, no, you need to try things. Okay, fine. Now I'm doing it. And I get to do two things at the same time, right? So not only do I get to try the new foods, you get to promote your restaurant. So we went to a place in Manchester called Pasha, a Turkish restaurant, and I tried Turkish food. And I'm not going to lie, folks, I tried liver. I haven't had liver since I was a poor kid in Hollis, Queens. I got to give it up. Turkish liver is the bomb. It was really, really good. I was absolutely stunned. I never thought that I would like liver. And they make it away, and it was everything. Beckman says, would I eat octopus? Only if it's on camera. I have a problem about eating it in my daily life, but if it's something that I got to do as a dare, yeah, sure. Why not? I can do a little fear factor eating for you. That's what we're going to do every week. It's called Family Dinner with Reese and Roseanne. Go to my Facebook page. You can watch a clip of it right now. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't need spices. I don't need strange.
Yeah, right? So,
I don't need that.
But everyone says that at this age, I've got to try something.
No. You just stick to what you're comfortable with.
Peanut butter and jelly.
In Manchester, I'm going to go have a Shady Glen cheeseburger, or I'll head over to Mulberry Street and get some great pizza over there. I'm not going to be eating liver.
It was good. It was really good.
Hey.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, stand by. Tomorrow on the program, we'll have Samantha, who will be here. She was the mother of the student who was tickled inappropriately at the Solomon Schechter School. She'll be here to have a discussion with me about Aaron's Law. That'll be my opening monologue, and then Samantha will join me along with Mark Walsh, of course, Mark from West Hartford, in studio to have a discussion about not passing a new one, but actually enforcing the one that we have. We did not know, and thanks to a whistleblower who works in the school system who contacted me and let me know about Aaron's Law, it would have all but been ignored. Interestingly enough, a lot of people haven't paid attention to the law since then. It's been a little more than 10 years. So we are going to see if we can not only get it enforced, but also we can get the law amended to include private schools after what happened to Samantha's child. We'll talk about that and much, much more tomorrow. Also, we'll get into the DCF story about the new bombshell involving the children who died in their care or while they had open DCF files. We'll talk about that as well. We'll be return tomorrow. Again, don't forget to go to ReeseOnRadio.com. Go to my Facebook page. Check out Family Dinner with Reese and Roseanne. And I'll be home editing that so it is ready for next week. And I will also let you know tomorrow what is the next restaurant we'll be going to. And if you have a restaurant and you'd love to have us there or host us there to film, we'd be happy to. We'd come there with my own equipment, microphones, lighting, the whole shebang. You don't have to do anything but cook. And we'll eat. So stand by for that. Reach us at ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. Also, if you have a T-shirt with your company, send it here to Reese on the Radio, care of WTIC. That is at 10 Executive Drive, Farmington, Connecticut, 06032. Again, WTIC, attention, Reese on the Radio, 10 Executive Drive, Farmington, Connecticut, 06032. Make sure you include one large T-shirt for me and 2X for Roland, who thinks for some odd reason he is a behemoth with 41-inch guns. I think he just likes baggy clothes. That's all I'm saying. The number is 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Let's go to Rand. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, it's the old angry boomer white guy.
What do you got going on, Rand?
Reese, I think you and Roseanne are going to need a bigger boat. You're chumming. You're out there chumming, and the sharks are showing up, and they're starting to rip.
Well, what do you mean? Where are we showing? Oh, you're talking about just out at these the press conferences?
Oh, not just the press conferences. You got Bronin. You served him up like a softball the other day. I mean, just knocked him out of the park. You got the lady you just spoke to from Hartford, and she is angry.
Oh, my goodness.
You know? Mm-hmm. It's all good, man. It's about time somebody put some chum in the water, because now the sharks are hungry. They are hungry.
Yeah, I think the fed-up culture is starting to grow, especially in places that you really wouldn't suspect.
Well, I don't think Connecticut's as blue as they make it out to be.
Couldn't agree with you more, sir.
And I also think that there are some centrist, middle-of-the-road Democrats, just like there are Republicans, that are sick of it. They're sick of it, too.
Yeah, that was it's a very good point you're making there, Rand, because, look, I understand if you want to, like, social policies with the Democrat Party, I totally get, and I don't care how, off the beaten path they are. Yeah, you want men to be in women's sports? Okay, fine. That may be off the beaten path, whatever. You believe that men are women and men can get pregnant, blah, 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 whatever. You believe that, we should be able to give universal health care to everyone like they do in, a European country. Okay, fine. I don't have a problem with any of the social stuff that but the clear message on affordability about it being too expensive to live in Connecticut, to thrive in Connecticut, to run a business or even start a business in Connecticut. That is something that people on both sides can agree that the current leadership, and I use that term loosely, but the current leadership in Connecticut, in Hartford, is not meeting that mark to make their lives better.
If you take a look at the number of communities with a population base under 20,000, and take a look and see how their local budgets did this year, you're going to find an incredible percentage. They kept voting their budgets down clearly, loudly, and vehemently.
Wow.
Just take a look at it. I mean, you can go on to what we call the CCM or the I can't remember what the website is now. I'll get it for you, but it breaks down the population base, and I know I'm up in north central Connecticut.
Yeah.
And every community around me, multiple times. Some of them still haven't passed a budget. All right?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's killing everybody, killing them.
It is.
So keep chumming the water, my friend. Keep chumming the water.
I'm doing my best. Thank you so much for that, Rand. You have a wonderful day.
All right. Thanks, man.
You got it, sir. Hey, my good friend John in Meriden is here. Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. Oh, this is a different John in Meriden. I keep forgetting there's more than one. I forgot there's more than one John.
Well, not in my mind there isn't. So here's my question, or my comment.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Canadian wildfires, its effect on the population of Connecticut.
Okay.
And what is Attorney General Tong doing? Why isn't he out with a class action suit against Canada to get reparations for the amount of restaurant outdoor eating that went away, all these people that ended up in the hospital? Where is he representing the state of Connecticut population?
Such a good point. He joined a lawsuit to protect Revolution Wind because he believes in some way Revolution Wind is going to spin those turbines to push that smoke in the opposite direction. I have no clue where this guy is. He was at a press conference today talking about voting integrity today, and nowhere to be signed. This guy is you're 100% right. Where it counts, this guy is absent.
Absolutely. He goes after the soft spots and the easy political ways to increase his popularity, getting ready to run for Senate.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, might be. But I'll tell you, there's also another culprit in this, John. The other culprit is that it's not so much that William Tong runs to any camera that will cover him. It's that the cameras will always run to cover him as well. If he puts out a press release that he has got something to say, they ran their behinds downtown so he can talk about people who have problems canceling their online subscriptions. That was a headline.
That's amazing.
I know. It's, again, completely baffling, as if we don't have anything else going on in the state of Connecticut. We've got P-card abuse. We've got an election coming up. We've got one candidate is talking about abolishing the police. We don't have enough to cover out here?
Clearly not. All right, sir. You
Thank
have
you.
a good evening. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure,
and let's
sir.
see if he can get a class action suit against Canada for the people of Connecticut.
Absolutely right. Thank you, buddy.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen as far as going after Canada. They're allies of his, you know? Somebody just dropped a cigarette in the bathroom. Yes. That smoke, no, that's good for you. That's good for you. The guy will class action lawsuit against anyone. He's so right. Ugh, poor unfortunate knucklehead. That poor guy. Speaking of P cards, you guys heard the story from WFSB that the former Hartford treasurer Carmen Sierra used her city issued P card for more than $23,000 in travel in over 3 years. Now, I'm not going to say that's a lot of money. However, it is suspect where she went. It looks like the destinations included Key West, Pebble Beach, and Mexico City, which a lot of people are asking, these are quite nice places. Now, mind you, I would never go to any of those with the exception of Pebble Beach, just so I can, maybe see a golf tournament or two. Key West I'm not going to because it's a swamp. I don't care what anybody says. It is a damn swamp. An absolute swamp. If you're wondering, to recap earlier today at the opening of the show, I was telling you that the Democrat Party has to stop pretending that they are not the fathers of the DSA and the communist movement. They gave birth to these people. They ginned them up. They told them that life was unfair. They told them that the rich and the wealthy were stealing from them. This isn't something that was invented when Bernie Sanders came around. And no, this has always been the case. I grew up with this crowd in the, 90s. There were people who were trying to break up the Democrat Party even back then. Communists have been amongst us for eons. Hell, they infiltrated the civil rights movement badly. So they've always been here, and they've always been a part of the Democrat movement. Democrats have embraced them because the Democrats only care about power. They don't care how they get it. They don't care who they take it from or who they use to get the power. They are an unscrupulous bunch. And I'm talking about the power folks. You may be a Democrat out there saying, not me, Reese. Yeah, I'm not talking about you. We're talking about the people you vote for, the ones that you call lesser of two evils, I say with quotations. Lesser of two evils. And when you ask, by the way, when someone tells you that, ask the person to compare the evils. And whenever they say something, it's like, yeah, is it as evil as mutilating little kids who think that they're a different gender? Is it that evil? I mean, Dr. Moreau kind of stuff. Is that evil? Is that just what about, men with appendages, male parts inside women's locker room? What's the greater evil than that? What are Republicans pushing? That's greater than that evil right there. Are you for that? The lesser of two evils. They never can answer. Michael A. says, I like the travel. Where can I get a P card? Everybody wants a P card now. If you're out there and you have a P card and you just please use it wisely. Just use it wisely. Absolutely. and it got control. Yeah, they don't know what to do about it. I say this about Democrats. They have no idea what to do when they get control. They just want it. That's all. They just want the control. Beckman says, Trump just imposed 50% tariffs on some Canadian goods. Take that, Tom. Well, what are you going to do? All right, so the World Cup is over. We get back to baseball, maybe? Boston Red Sox looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I hope they don't blow. They're looking really good. I'm feeling it this year. I'm feeling it. All right, like I said, don't forget tomorrow we'll have Samantha on the program. We're going to talk about Aaron's Law. We're going to also reach out to some legislators, if we haven't already, to get a response to Aaron's Law because of what Samantha's trying to do to get an anti-grooming law out there. Technically, this law is supposed to be that. So we'll talk to her about that and see if we can get some words from some legislators, and also included the deputy pro tempore who was the initiator of this legislation back in 2015. So we'll talk to, or at least we can get a quote from them as well. So stand by for that. As I always say, radio is free. We thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning. So plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night, pleasant tomorrow. We'll see you back here mañana at 2 p.m. Mark Christopher is getting you home. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.